minutes and 15 minutes while talking about the topic for today. If you want to know how I did it, watch the video. Oh wait, before I move on to the video, I would just like to mention Shantan of iHernG. I don't know if I have pronounced your YouTube channel correctly, but I would just like to say your YouTube videos has helped me a lot because your videos are very well done. It's very informative. You have so many suggestions and so much information on how it is to look for condominiums and accommodation within KL and around KL. So thank you. You don't know me yet, but I hope that I could get to know you soon. Thank you for that thing that you do and continue creating videos. Good job. So let's go to the video now. What's up, beautifuls? It's me, Jessie from Ugly Jessie and myph.tv. So please do not mind me while I do this intro and a backstory of why I am doing this video. I'm gonna do it in a voiceover. It's just because if I take off my glasses, I won't be able to see my screen because the grade of my eyeglasses is at 700. So I want to be able to see you guys while I am walking you through the topic for today, which is the top 5 considerations of looking for an accommodation in Malaysia. All right, so I am going to go ahead and time lapse this while doing a voiceover and giving you a backstory on why I came about going back to this topic. All right, so let's do this. So here's the backstory. It's been a year since we have uploaded a video on myph.tv and Ugly Jessie. It's just, maybe it's the pandemic situation wherein it had taken its toll on how we are here in Malaysia. Whether we are introverted, extroverted, whether we like going out or staying at home, I think at some point it did, affect how we are here in Malaysia, let alone that we were on lockdown. So we couldn't go out and, explore Malaysia as it is as an expat. So last Wednesday, we had to go to the embassy to have to register ourselves as voters here in Malaysia as OFWs. So I thought it would be a very good time to create another video to help our fellow OFWs on how to be a registered voter here in Malaysia. So we did that. So we created a video. It's already uploaded, by the way. You can go ahead and check it out. After we have uploaded that video, I noticed the video that I have uploaded 11 months ago, it had reached 4.6K views. Yes. And when I checked back on Friday, it had reached 4.7K views. And not only that, there were a lot of comments and questions and suggestions in the comment section. And me being a trainer here in Malaysia, and it's innate in me as a trainer that I like answering questions. I like sharing information. So here I am going ahead and answering these questions. So at least we will be able to help each other, going through this topic. And hopefully, if you have suggestions, go ahead and help me out as well because, living far away from the city, it's very hard for me as well to find new accommodation. So, hope you like this video. Keep watching. I will see you on the outro. Okay, so I've done my eyes. So let's go on and talk about the top 5 considerations when you are looking for an accommodation here in Malaysia. Okay, and I'm talking about it from a personal experience because I would need to go and look for a new accommodation as well come next year. So as early as June this year, I have been scrolling through different feeds. Okay, when you Google best accommodations in KL or cheapest accommodations in KL or cheapest service apartments in KL, and you would come to a wide array of choices, all right, which is very hard because number one, you can't even go there to view the unit and you can't even, have the feel of how it is to be in that area. So I stopped a bit for looking for accommodations, but there were two that stood out when it comes to helping you find accommodations in KL, and that would be Property Guru and iProperty. Well, at least that's what comes up in the feed. So I have outlined it to just 5. Number 1, okay, make sure that you know what you want. Go ahead and introspect. Go ahead and ask yourself what it is that you really want. Okay, do you want to be living within KL? Do you want to be living outside of KL? Do you want to be living in a 1-bedroom condo, 2-bedroom condo? Do you want to be living in a landed property? When I mean landed, you mean it's not a it's not a condominium, it's a house like what we have in Manila. So do you want to be ask yourself what you really want, and then go ahead and write it down on a piece of paper and, you know, introspect. Am I the person who likes going out a lot? Am I the person who needs to go to the office every day? Am I the type of person who likes staying home, right? Because when you get to introspect on what you really want, this would narrow down the choices, okay, of what you would need to find in this in these apps called like Property Guru, iProperty, and all of those things, right? So when you have already created your list of what you want, then and you've narrowed down the things that you would actually look into, it would be easier for you. Now, number 2, you have to check on the budget. What is your budget, right? There was a question in the comments area, in the comment section, in the previous video, wherein they said, how much do you have to have, or how much salary do you have to have when you want to consider living comfortably in Malaysia? Okay, that depends. Again, what type of a person are you? All right, so when you're looking for an accommodation in KL, ask yourself, are you the type of person who wants to be alone at the in your house all the time? Or are you the type of person who's fine with sharing your accommodation with someone else? Okay, when you get to answer these questions, then again, it would narrow it down some more. Okay, however, based on the research that I've been doing, that depends on the area where you're at. Okay, I've mentioned that I live 1 hour away from the city, and here, like I mentioned in the previous video, a 1-bedroom condominium can already cost 1,000 ringgit, but that already includes all the essentials like a refrigerator, the washing machine, 2 ceiling fans, 2 air conditioning units, right? It also has a balcony. But a 1-bedroom condominium in KL or in the city itself may cost a lot, okay? But, okay, the sizes of the units is what matters. Here, the 1-bedroom condominium can be at around 400 something square feet, but a 1-bedroom condominium in KL, which can probably cost a little more than 1,000, like 1,600 ringgits, can have 1,200 square feet, right? So go ahead and look at these specifications, right? When you get to view property in Property Guru or iProperty. Oh, this is not sponsored, by the way. This is just me sharing my experience when looking for property. Okay. So that's that. When it comes to pricing, it really varies. Now, just the same as how it is in the previous, in the other countries. Sorry, I'm babbling. when you live in the city, let's say you go to Australia, right? When you live in the city, it would also cost more rather than living in the suburbs, right? Because I have friends and I've been to Australia in Perth, Melbourne, and Sydney, and it has always been the same way. Same goes for Dubai, same goes for New York, where when you live in New York City, in the city itself, it would be very costly, but when you live in the boroughs, it would be a little less expensive, right? But it's always expensive in New York City anyway. So it's the same here in Malaysia. So when it comes to the prices of accommodation, that would really depend on what it is that you want. Now, number 3, when you have narrowed it to meet your specifications of who you are as a person, when it meets your budget, go ahead and visit the place. You know, when you come to visit the place, not only will you get to see is the condominium unit or is the accommodation new or old? Do I like, you know, the people who are here? Is it a mixed group of people? You know, are the areas surrounding it fit for my lifestyle? How much would it be, you know, living here? Let's say, for example, if you want to eat out, if you want to, you know, have your laundry done and all of these things. So have the feel of the accommodation. And normally, okay, it's human nature for you to be able to get that, oh, this is it feeling, right? It's just the same when you're going shopping. When you're going shopping, when you're trying to look for clothes, right? It's the same when you get to go through so many pieces of clothing, choosing what you want, but when you pick up something, you know that this is it. It's the same way as how it goes when choosing accommodation, right? Number 4, are you going to be traveling with your own car, Grab or taxi, or are you taking public transport? It's very important because there might be some accommodations that you might seem like, okay, it's fine. It would be really nice to be living here, but it's very expensive when you take Grab, going to your workplace, and you have to consider the frequency as well of, you know, how many times are you going to be taking public transport, or how long will it be taking you to travel using that type of transportation, right? I have searched for so many accommodations already wherein they seem perfect, but number one, they seem so near, but yet when you take it through Grab, depending on which highway, which roads you're going to be taking, it's quite expensive and it takes a lot of time, right? So consider that as well. And number 5, and the most important one, is how long will you be staying in that accommodation, and how will that blend into, okay, all of the considerations that you have written down in your little notebook, right? Because finding accommodation is hard in itself. But of course, you would have to sign a contract, you would have to see, you know, or you have to pay 2 months advance, 1 month deposit, or whatever it is that's stipulated in the contract, right? You would have to consider all of these. And for you to be making an undecided, you know, decision, then it might be a problem and it might be costly for you. So, all of these things you would have to consider. And also, when you go through Property Guru anyway, and iProperty, they would have agents there, right? There would be the agent's number and all of this, the details, the specifications. Talk to your agent. Tell them what you want. You know, don't be afraid. It's part of their job to be, you know, making us all informed of these things to help us make the best decisions, right? So don't be afraid to ask a lot of questions, right? So that's it. You know, depending on, it all boils down to, what do you really want? Because, you know, as human nature, when you get to know what you want, right, you will be able to find a way for you to be able to get what you want, right? By hook or by crook. So if, let's say, you want this and you really know that this is gonna be good for you, then we have means as a human being for us to be able to work hard and get what we want. So that's it for my video for today, and I hope that somehow it got to help you in narrowing down your choices, all right, on how to make decisions when choosing an accommodation here in KL. So go ahead and leave me at it, and I am just going to fix my wig and put on my earrings because I'm so excited to be using these earrings. Yes, so cute, right? It's going to be very fab like this. Yep. And I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to leave a comment, ask me questions. Let's go ahead and work on this together, research together. I'm here for you as you are here for me too, I know. And like, share, and subscribe. It's the usual thing that we say, right? And see you next time on both the channels, Ugly Jessie and myph.tv. Kisses till next time. Bye!